Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, campus officials are telling students how to stay healthy. Then, Columbia residents gather on Statehouse grounds to rally for gun control. But first, the Columbia community continues to grieve as a UofSC student is being laid to rest. Carolina Insider starts now. Hello, and welcome to this edition of Carolina Insider. I'm Drew Hill. We begin with an update on the murder of a UofSC student. Samantha Josephson will be laid to rest today in her hometown in New Jersey. Here in Columbia, mourners set up a memorial of their own down in 5 Points. Flowers and candles mark the spot where the senior was kidnapped early Friday morning. Her body was later found 70 miles from Columbia by 2 hunters. As her family buries her, the Columbia community continues to mourn as well.
She decided to come out and enjoy herself, and her life was taken. It really broke my heart.
An autopsy revealed this week Josephson died from multiple sharp force injuries. Her funeral is at noon today in her hometown of Princeton Junction, New Jersey. The issue of gun violence also gets our attention today. The second annual March for Our Lives rally took place in Columbia over the weekend. Here with today's Soda City scene is Carolina Insider's Sarah Pritchard. Sarah?
Thanks, Drew. Community members gathered on the Statehouse steps to call for an end to gun violence across the nation, the state, and here in Richland County. The second annual March for Our Lives rally urged participants to stand up to gun violence. Columbia Mayor Steve Benjamin was there to share his thoughts on the issue.
If we work together, we can indeed create the communities that our children deserve to grow up in, and that each and every one of us deserves to grow older in.
According to the state newspaper, Richland County saw more murders in 2018 than it had since 2007. To battle this issue, the Sheriff's Department worked with Columbia PD to seize nearly 700 guns last year. Back to you in the studio, Drew.
Thank you, Sarah. Hospitals have been experiencing blood shortages, but there's one organization that tries to supply them, the American Red Cross. The Red Cross supplies over 40% of the blood donations in the country. Yet, there is a national shortage due to a lack of donations, and less than 38% of the population is able to give blood. Donor recruiters like Kristen Boyle are finding out why there are a lack of donations.
The number one reason most people don't donate blood is because they say no one's asked them to. So we try to make it as personal as possible. We feel like we're constantly asking people, but as much as we love to think that commercials and radio spots and flyers encourage people to come in and donate blood, it's actually more of a face-to-face individual.
To donate, you can go to www.redcrossblood.org or go to the local Red Cross Donation Center on Bull Street. Back on campus, you may have recently heard about the Be Beautiful campaign, which was designed to help people with body positivity and promote healthier eating habits. One word you may not have heard is obesity. As Mike Rogers explains, there's a reason for that.
When students come to college, their schoolwork often takes center stage. But research shows, along with their degrees, college graduates often leave school carrying a lot of extra pounds.
You would be shocked to find out how many students come on this campus, have not eaten a vegetable all semester, have never chopped a vegetable. I mean, it blows my mind.
Despite that concern, USC outreach dietitian Lindsay Shasley says the university never specifically targets obese students in any of its dietary outreach programs.
When we consistently frame an issue in terms of, say, marginalized groups, it can hurt efforts to intervene in these with these health conditions.
Whether it's a pickup game of spike ball on Blatt Field or some other kind of exercise, getting your body moving is as important as diet for a healthy lifestyle. Michael Lagomarsini is fitness director at the Office of Campus Recreation.
So there's that big misconception that everyone's going to be judging you, everyone's going to be looking at you just because this is something that you're not comfortable doing.
And though the university doesn't mention obesity in any of its lifestyle programs, these programs can certainly aid students. And they do it without discouraging the very students who may be hoping to make a change. For Carolina Insider, I'm Mike Rogers.
Finally, President Pastides is set to give a last lecture tonight as he leaves campus after 10 years at the helm. He wants to leave behind advice for students and other words of wisdom. The event will take place in the Russell House Theater at 7. Seating is limited and advance tickets are available on the university's website. That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here on Friday.